Mission 37 has a staggering amount of depth to it, despite its simple objective. It's a level without a boss, with the score deficit shorted by a consecutive SK, of which there are at least half a dozen different setups. The CSK for this strat utilizes yellow meter mechanics, albeit with a different blend of game mechanics and more lenient execution than the previous mission. We start in the southeast corner of the map this time around. Skip the intro cutscene while holding forward right and strafe, and dash 9 times. Enter the gates and dash 6 more times towards the lantern. A-jump up and over the wall and grab the spear guard. Immediately knock him out, strafe backwards slightly and draw the sword. Strafe turn southwest and watch the archer approach, taking note of the RNG ninja's position in the distance. Once the archer reaches the shadow on the ground, L-jump and aerial into consecutive. Here's where the route diverges based upon the RNG ninja's positioning. If the RNG ninja was stationary earlier, run forward a step before doing a 4-dash sequence west into an R-jump onto the fence. Soft land and roll down to dash SK the ninja, then L-jump into the building. Dash through the hallway and slash SK the hallway guard, then L-jump into the ending trigger. If the RNG ninja was moving or absent, sheath the sword and dash northwest 11 times into the building or until you reach the interior hallway. Roll to the north shoji and open it, then run in northwest while drawing the sword and slash SK the room guard. Run out of the room and dash north up the hallway and slash SK the final guard before L-jumping into the loading zone. The more eagle-eyed among us may have noticed something strange about the start of this mission. Did you catch that? For some reason that isn't readily apparent, the game zips the character forward a sizable distance at the opening of this mission, but only if you skip the starting cutscene within about a second, while holding strafe with a left stick input. This is why there are specified inputs to hold during the loading of this mission. We essentially get a dash's worth of distance over a single frame for free. It's not required for the strat to work, but it's a very simple trick to do. You can get a larger blink by slightly delaying the cutscene skip, but this has 2 problems. The real time spent to get the super zip can negate the potential time saved. If you delay the skip too long, you won't get any zip at all, strictly losing time. The other potential issue is reaching guards too early in their cycles. Both the RNG ninja and the room guard are caught at specific points in their routines. Showing up too early can lead to an outright detection, requiring a delay that isn't easy to judge on the fly. There is the temptation to dash all the way to the wall before jumping up and over, but this extra dash almost always yields a purple meter from the spear guard, and should be avoided. The strat can still work with this meter state, but it makes execution much more difficult. The spear guard will turn towards the wall, which is an issue since grabbing an enemy places your character behind the target. You will be well out of position, forcing a mad scramble to roll behind the fence, draw the sword, and launch a blind L-jump. This can result in a detection, and even if done successfully, ends up losing time overall. Missing the ledge grab with the A-jump is a much greater issue. The archer is due to continue his cycle very soon after we arrive, so fairly small slowdowns early on can lead to him turning and walking away before witnessing the grab and KO. This is a failure case with no elegant remedy. My preferred visual cue for the A-jump is when the character reaches the first of the 2 pots that are next to the lantern. This way, the purple meter is avoided while still managing to grab the wall. For the consecutive itself, it's an interesting blend of yellow meter and knockout strats. The archer will notice you during the spear guard grab and will go into yellow meter. Upon knocking out the spear guard, the archer places greater priority on waking up the knocked out guard, shifting the archer back into the default green meter status. This enables the L-jump into his face and the subsequent consecutive SK as he walks forward. Be careful not to go for the L-jump too early, as doing so can place you too far away from the spear guard to chain the SKs together. The exterior infiltration route is only taken if the RNG ninja is in a favorable position. As his colloquial name suggests, the pattern exhibited is randomly selected. When good RNG does present itself, it's important to not purple meter the ninja, as doing so usually forces a slower standard SK. A dash SK is chosen for the ease of use, but may require running forward slightly to land it if earlier sections were slow. In the event that you encounter a slowdown with the ninja, you'll have to contend with the civilian coming through the hallway. The best way to avoid all of these issues is to not get fancy with the ninja SK. When the RNG ninja isn't cooperative, we sheath the sword and take a dash sequence through the interior of the building. Putting away the sword serves two main purposes. It allows us to dash into the building without a detection from the civilian to the right, and it enables us to quickly and quietly open the shoji without alerting the room guard, as we want him to remain facing away from the door. From here, we draw the sword while running a wide arc around the north side of the table. Once close enough to the guard, we slash him and run straight out of the room. Some potentially useful visual cues can be used here. Try drawing the sword when you reach the northeast corner of the table, and executing the slash SK upon reaching the northwest corner of the table. There is one distinct inconsistency that can occasionally pop up with this room strat. Sometimes, the room guard will not be facing his usual southern direction, and instead will still be looking east towards the shoji when you reach the room. This is because the room guard has a chance to stop and yawn during his cycle, which delays his typical rotation. If he's facing the door upon arrival, the slash SK is impossible, as there is slightly too much ground to cover to both draw the sword and get the slash before he finishes his detection animation. When this positioning happens, you'll essentially have to take any SK you can get. There is a faint audio cue of the guard's footsteps as he turns south, so it is possible to determine if he has turned based off of hearing this. From an entirely arbitrary sample of about 300 iterations thus far, the guard fails to turn south just under 7.5% of the time when encountered. As such, it's a better long-term strategy to go directly for the slash SK and take the grab or front SKs in the fairly few instances that they occur. The room guard failing to turn has further implications. As alluded to earlier, even slight delays can yield an unworkable position for the hallway guard. Whipping the slash or using a standard SK on the room guard also forces you to wait on the hallway guard to pass by before exiting the room. This is a relatively hefty time loss, but the mission can otherwise be easily completed from this position. In the event that there aren't significant delays, the hallway guard is due to turn around by the time we get to him. By dashing to him, we interrupt this action with a purple meter. Depending on your character's positioning, a slash or dash SK is used. A standard SK is okay, but slow. Afterwards, L jumping to the ending trigger is the best option. Dashing to the ending trigger isn't worth it because of the short distance to the trigger, and because there's an RNG guard outside of the building who enters an alerted state if he's close enough. Any dash attempts will center around this guard, thus causing you to dash into the wall or side hop. An L jump avoids this issue entirely.
なんじゃ